Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel. I just want to forgive myself for being half undressed. It's a very warm day and today I'm carrying on with the mk1 Cavalier where I left off last time, where I'd repaired the loom, got the loom back on the car. Now I'm just about to go outside and go and show you. Oof, it's warm. It's only like 10 o'clock in the morning. It's already 20 odd degrees. It's scorchio. But you know, when I've been talking about all these little jobs I've got to do, and the reason why I don't do as many videos on my cars is stuff like this in my house. You know, I've got bits of plastering to do, painting, decorating. You know, I'm like partway through decorating. I've got my garden. I've got so much on. So this is why, you know, I just have to apologise that I don't always get videos done on my cars. Now, I'm just going to show you something else. So I've been on a little bit of a buying spree, buying myself some new goodies. So I wanted a power buffer for ages. So I've gone and got one of these off Amazon, a Von House one, dirt cheap. I'm going to do a product review on that. And then I've decided I'm going to give myself a little bit of luxury and get myself an impact wrench, because when I'm doing a lot of the jobs on the cars, the hardest bit, the bit that takes the longest, is getting old stubborn nuts and bolts undone. So I thought, you know what, this is on Amazon. It's a bestseller on Amazon. It's got really good reviews. It's a brand I've never heard of before in my life, but you know what, I'm going to give it a go. It was cheap enough to be worth trying. As I say, I will do some review videos on it. I'll show it in use. I'm not getting paid for promoting any of these products. It's just literally me showing you the products that I've got and showing you in real life how long they last. If this only lasts a couple of months, then you know it's probably not worth buying. But if it lasts me years, and I'll show you me using it for years, then you know it's worth looking at. So anyway, I'll do a review video of that, unboxing it and everything. I'll do the same with the power buffer, and yeah, that'll come at a later date. So for now, I'm going to go out to the mk1 and I'll show you where I am with it. Okay guys, so here we are. Yes, I am working out in the street. The luxuries of not having enough space on my drive. That's another one of the reasons why I want the Astra to get sold, because then I can work on my drive. But for now, I'm still working in the street. So I've got the wiring loom on the car. It's looking a lot neater and tidier than it was. I've still got these wires to sort out. They need wiring up. There's also this for the ignition system. This has never actually been bolted down anywhere. This was just laying over there. So I've been looking around in the car at places I can bolt it. Then I realised that this bit here is actually quite a good place to mount it. So I'm looking at drilling through and bolting it on, maybe a nut and a bolt, top and bottom, to hold it on nice and secure, because then at least it's, you know, somewhere safe. I don't know if it's a good idea to be next to the wiper motor. Maybe when the wiper's on it might interfere with it. I'm not sure. So I might have a little think about that before I actually do it. Otherwise I might see if I can mount it maybe down there or something, just a little bit away from the wiper motor. We'll have to just have a little look. But yeah, so what I'm just doing now is, this is the wire that runs to the lambda sensor. So I'm just in the process of running it through. I found a better way of running it to the way it was run before, because before it was run right round the front of the engine for some reason, and I've managed to get it around like this and get it going down under here. Now I'll show you underneath. Let me just get on my back. Oh. Probably should have paused the video at that point. So this is the lambda sensor. This is the wire coming down. And one thing I've noticed is that now I've redone the location of the wire, if I am careful enough in how I position it, I don't need to worry about it hitting the exhaust, because the problem was before it was so loose and slack it was just dropping down, touching the exhaust. Whereas now, because I've repositioned it, I can get it held up there, well away from the exhaust. But look at this as well. I've ended up, where I made this cable nice and long, it's ended up probably being, I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's ended up being probably about 4 foot longer than it needs to be. So I did all this wrapping of the cable, getting it looking all nice, and it only actually needs to be about that long. See, this is the end of the cable on the lambda sensor, and this is what I did. I left a little tiny bit of the green and yellow on that one, not that it really matters because that's black anyway, and then on that white one I left a little bit of the brown, so I know which one of the cables to attach to that particular white cable. So cable B was the brown one, so I know cable B needs to be attached to that middle one, and then cable A needs to go to the other white one. And if I remember rightly, I think I did the light grey one, so the light grey one needs to go to there because the light grey is on brown, and the yellow one needs to go to that one. So that's how I know which needs to go to which. So there we go. But yeah, as you can see, I can actually make this cable massively shorter than it is. So I'm gonna have loads of spare cable. There we go, guys. Right then, guys, so I've got the cable located, and what I decided to do, because it just made sense, is just to take cable wrap it to the clutch cable, because it's an ideal way of controlling where the cable goes, keeps it away from the exhaust, and it's just ideal. And then I'll leave a little bit of slack at the end, because obviously as you're using the clutch, it's gonna possibly move the cable backwards and forwards as you're pushing the clutch down. So if I leave a little bit of free cable at the bottom end to allow for flex and whatever, flex and movement, we're all good. So yeah, I'm just going to get the end snipped off. Now I know what length it needs to be. And just to remind myself, this is why I left this uncovered. So this is where cable B, which used to be to brown, is the you can't see because it's got the cover on, but I know that that is the grey wire. And then cable A, which is the other white one, is yellow. So yellow needs to go to A, grey needs to go to B, which used to be brown, and then obviously black just goes to black. But yeah, there we go. And then I can get that bit wrapped up afterwards when it's sorted. So I'm going to do the other end now. So I've got the wiring done. So what I did, I took the rest of the casing off of this wire, because one thing I forgot is that these two white cables were labelled at this end as well. So that's labelled A, that one's labelled B, although I've taken it off now. So A and B are now attached to their relevant cables, all soldered up. One thing is, if you're ever doing this job yourself, just be very, very careful that you're not soldering uphill with the risk of solder melting and landing on your arm, because obviously if solder melts and lands on your arm, it's going to hurt, it's going to be hot. Also, when you've got the shrink heat wraps like I've got here, make sure you put them on before you do your soldering, because you can't get them on after. Just a little tip, I'm sure most of you will realise that. So yeah, I'm then going to get it all wrapped up, and then I can get it to a stage where I can try and start it. So we shall see what happens. Right then, guys, so a little update now. So I've got all the wiring done, all done underneath. The car is back down on its wheels, and I'm just doing the last couple of bits under the bonnet. This is the joys of being next to the road. You get people driving past every 2 seconds. So I've just soldered the power supply. So yes, it is a blue wire. It's just the way the car was built. So it's a blue wire running to the power, which runs to the relay. I've then just this second done the green wire for the rev counter. So you can see I've just soldered that. I'm just going to do the heat shrink shield over that. I've then got to decide what I'm going to do with that, but before I do, I'm going to get the ECU plugged in, I'm going to get the battery on, and I'm going to see if it'll start. But before I do that, I'm going to whip the spark plugs out, give them a bit of a clean up, because last time I checked they were a bit black, which is why I say it's obviously been over fueling, misfiring, just running like crap. So I'm going to at least clean the spark plugs up first, and then see what's what, and then I'm going to go for a startup. Wish me luck. Well then guys, just done with doing the spark plugs. I just want to show you one of them. So as you can see, they're a bit on the black side, so I'm going to clean them up one at a time and then go for a start. Right there guys, we're getting there, getting very, very close. You might notice there's a battery on the car. The battery is on, everything is wired up. That wire there, for some reason I thought was an earth, so I'd actually got it onto that earth on the side of the engine, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to check my old videos and my old photos, and I realised it was actually a power cable, that black one there. So I nearly messed up with that one. I'm just making sure that everything is all tightened up, everything's all wired up as it should be. I've got that nicely solid, because that screw, I had to put a bigger one in because the hole had gone a little bit too big and it was all loose on floppy. So the only thing that's left to do is just to plug in the actual ECU, and then I can go for a startup. So I'll actually attach that module onto the back plate up there, so at least it's fastened up nice and tight out of the way. So I'm just going to go and get the ECU, plug it in, and then we'll go for a startup. The spark plugs, oh yeah, I've cleaned all them up as you saw earlier. So I put some fresh fuel in it as well, and I've also put in some Win's injector cleaner, because I do suspect that part of the problem might be a sticky injector, and that's one of the reasons it might be running rough. So I thought I'd put some injector cleaner in and see if that helps. So I'll go and get the ECU, then we'll fire him up and see what's what. Right, I'm actually scared guys, I'm actually genuinely scared. Oh dear. So the ECU is plugged in. I do need to find a better location for the ECU as well. It used to be there just in like a plastic box. I'm just hoping that it hasn't got water into the ECU and it's actually the ECU that's fried. But let's see what he does. So in neutral, power on, let's go for it. Okay, started, ran, cut out. Let's see what it does a second attempt. Nothing. Interesting. Let's investigate. Let's try again, see what it does. Okay, so we've got sound of the fuel pump. Okay. Still very rough running. So, somewhat on the fuel side of things, I think. Doesn't seem happy. Okay guys, so as you've just heard, it's still not running right. It's running like a bag of spanners. So, I've actually, a few weeks ago, I saw a video where a car was running rough and the guy tapped the injectors with a long bar and a hammer. Just give them a bit of a gentle tap just to try and free them up a little bit. I have actually had it running. It didn't run for very long and then it cut out. I didn't get it on video unfortunately because I was just playing with it and just seeing what I could do. I also noticed that one of the plugs where I've replaced the wires, the little actual contacts inside had actually pushed back into the plug where I'd pushed it onto the airflow meter. two of the things had actually pushed back, so I don't know if they were making contact or not. So I probably will have to replace that plug with a new one, a freshly completely rewired plug. But I have seemed to have sorted that now, so let me just show you what it's doing currently. Let me just shut my door properly. Yeah, my door does make a bit of a bang. See, I have had it actually running. See, it sounds like it's run out of fuel, but there is actually fuel at the fuel rail because I keep checking. See, it's running, just very, very rough, and then it cuts out. So come on, guys, can you please help? Tell me what is causing this now. So it's had a new temperature sensor, it's had a new crank sensor, the ignition leads were replaced, the spark plugs were replaced, it's a disc pack, so there's no coil, sorry, there's no, well, yeah, there is no coil, it's a disc pack. There is no rotor arm or distributor cap because it's a disc pack. I've not replaced the lambda. The lambda is the one that was on the car. Could that be causing it? I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? As I say, I've replaced all the broken wires that I could find on the loom. So the loom seems now to be good. Could it be the ECU itself that's playing up? I don't know. What do you reckon? It just seems to me like it's got to be something simple. It's got to be something simple. See? What's causing that? Is it a sticky injector? Maybe a sticky injector? What do you reckon? I should get injectors off and have them cleaned? That's longest it's run. That's the longest it has run. I have put some injector cleaner in the fuel, to be fair, some Win's injector cleaner. That's the longest it's ran again as well. So it does seem to be getting him better. It does seem to be improving. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Okay then, guys, if anybody can help, please do. Please do. Like, browse, subscribe, leave your comments below, and please try and help me get this blooming red top XE running right. It's doing my nutting. Thanks, guys. See you I can't speak. See you in the next one. Laters.